The digital DNC just wrapped up this week, and it left me with one question. What the hell was that? It was an endless stream of completely immoral people telling me that they're better than me. First, we had former President Bill Clinton, Mr. Creepy McRapestein himself, giving a speech on what presidential conduct in the Oval Office should look like. Now, maybe some of you don't remember, it's been a long time, maybe some of you aren't old enough to remember, but Bill Clinton is the president who, with the interns in the White House, in the Oval Office, he's the guy talking about what presidential behavior should look like in the office. And then they had Elizabeth Warren leading the Native American caucus. And that's not a joke. This is a woman who lied for years about being of Native American ancestry. Finally, she took a DNA test, not Native American, and she issued a formal apology for her actions. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo spoke and had the balls to talk about his positive response to coronavirus in the state of New York, when this man shoved positive elderly cases of coronavirus back into nursing homes and caused many more deaths. Hillary Clinton spoke. It was a great example of a bitter, poor sport, sore loser. I guess nobody told her that the left gives trophies for participation. And then Michelle Obama, a professional rich lady whose only claim to fame is removing chocolate milk from government lunches. She gave a speech and began by shaming all of the voters who voted for Trump and then the voters who didn't go out and vote for Hillary. Mrs. Obama continued waxing poetically about the role of a president, and she says, I quote, "A president's words have the power to start wars or broker peace. Being president doesn't change who you are. It reveals who you are." President Trump has been systematically taking out the leaders of world terrorist organizations for months. He just signed a friggin' peace deal between the UAE and Israel. Barack Obama was the first president in history to have a war for all 8 years. Check this out. From the LA Times, January 13th, 2017. U.S. military forces have been at war for all 8 years of Obama's tenure, the first two-term president with that distinction. And the most frustrating part is that over the course of a week, neither the Democrats nor Joe Biden offered any sort of coherent ideological framework or logical governing strategy. The most comprehensive policy came from a transgender activist at the DNC's LGBTQ caucus. Their name is Jay Mai, and they refer to themselves as, quote, a black Vietnamese transgender, non-binary, gender transcendent mermaid royalty who just wants to flourish, love on their communities, and do hood rat shit with their friends. End quote. And what was this hood rat royalty's stance? Abolish the police, abolish ISIS, abolish prisons. And that's not hyperbole. You can go watch it. It's at approximately 1 hour and 35 minutes into the DNC's LGBTQ caucus. Literally abolish, remove prisons, ICE, and the police. And then the cacophony of nonsense ended with a crescendo of a speech from Joe Biden from 2008. Yeah, you heard that. Joe Biden in 2020 gave the same speech for himself accepting the Democratic nomination that he gave in 2008 when Obama accepted it. The sad reality is that the Democratic Party gave you nothing. There's no policy, no framework, no stances. An entire week was dedicated to letting you know that you should vote for Biden because he's not Trump. These are real things that we need to think about.